Hey folks, welcome back. Comrades here, and welcome to week 2 of the Pizza Time Challenge. Just as a reminder, the Pizza Time Challenge involves having to eat a meal every day that has at least 150 energy, which usually will mean pizzas from the Saloon, but can also mean other things occasionally. Eventually, once I get a kitchen, I can cook my own meals, so you have to eat a meal once um, every day. You have to drink a drink once a day. So usually that'll mean jojacola because that's the cheapest option, but it could also mean beer or coffee. Um, and then also have to use medicine from Harvey's clinic, Muscle Remedy, once a week. All right, that's another challenge I'm putting on myself. And finally, I'm playing on RT Goat's longevity mod, which has a number of factors such as taxes and diminishing returns that make things slightly harder to progress. I think it also scales down the rewards for fishing, um, but and I'm also playing on the Wilderness Farm map to add just a little bit more uh, excitement to the challenge. But yeah, so here we're on week 2, the 8th of spring, and my goal here was basically to um, get the backpack upgrade today so I can really, gather stuff more easily and start carrying around gifts more easily. Um, to do that, I needed to visit Pierre's store, of course, which I knew it wouldn't be open until 9, so I decided to go to the mines first thing off the bat anyways, see if I could get down 5 levels. And I got some good stuff, as you can see there, some amethyst, some topaz. So I did get that backpack, although now uh, I have to quickly fish some fish out of the ocean to get up to about 750 or 800 gold to make sure I can afford my daily meal at the saloon for today. I also need a jojacola, of course. So that's what I'm doing here. Fishing, fishing, fishing. Now, unfortunately, I don't think I catch any halibut. And I think I get kind of unlucky here and get some seaweed because, as you'll see, uh, we're running up on 5 o'clock, which, the saloon's open till midnight, so I can buy my pizza anytime. But the issue is I need to have my 800 gold before 5 o'clock because that's when all the stores close, all the other stores close, and I won't be able to sell back anything for immediate cash after that point. So, well, I guess technically is Robin's carpenter shop open till 6? I forget. I could sell wood in a pinch, I guess. So, but that's the trick. And see, as you see here, it's already 3 o'clock, and I'm only at 441 gold. So that's a bit of an issue. So right here, I'm kind of scrambling, thinking, okay, how am I going to make up the last 300 or so gold? Hey, I know. I can go visit Clint, sell off my minerals, which ideally I'd like to hold on to the amethyst and the topaz for for the museum and for maybe gifts. But I got to sell them off here because I gotta afford my meal. All right. So and I also I was aware that I could always, if need be, run home real quick, grab some more forageables, and sell them at Pierre's to make up the difference. But I think this will about cover it. I think I run by Pierre's here anyways, just to make sure I'm gonna be okay. See, I can sell that and the cave carrots at least. Sell them up, I think that's plenty of money for a pizza. And I'm talking to townsfolk just to get some better relationships. I check and see if they have anything good. They don't. They just have hash browns, I think, which is not a good enough meal. Like I said, the challenge involves having to get a meal that gives at least 150 energy. get one of those per day. So there's about 7 or 8 different specials that the Saloon sometimes offers that qualify for that part of the challenge. So occasionally you'll get lucky and be able to buy some of those specials that are a lot cheaper than the pizza, and sometimes even give better energy or nice status boosts. And a lot of times, they're so much cheaper you can buy 2 or 3 of them at a time and really get ahead of the curve there. So here I am trying to get down some more levels in the mine. Down to level 7. Meanwhile, the mine's very important this stage in the game so I can get more bug meat for bait, because I am doing a lot of fishing at this point in the playthrough for money. And it's nice to be able to buy or to get bait instead of having to buy it. Each one of those bug meats is basically worth 25 gold, which is pretty decent. It doesn't take too long to kill them. That's starts adding up when you start killing enough of those bugs. And also, be nice to get the insect head weapon. That'll make the progress in the mines go much faster. Which that only requires killing 125 of those bugs, which sounds like a lot, but if I actually wanted to dedicate a day to just going up and down the elevator on these lower levels and to kill those bugs, I could probably do it in about a day or two and have myself that insect head, which I think does 10 to 20 damage. So it's a huge upgrade. Pretty much can carry you all the way until level 90 when you get the obsidian edge. So I realize at this point I need to water all my crops still and pick my potatoes and kind of put this off to the last minute as usual. Which I think I end up going to bed kind of late here this particular day, and I've got this golem that's kind of humping me, which it's not doing too much damage, so I can mostly ignore it, which it would take way too long to actually kill it. Although I do end up killing that bat because it was annoying me so much. If you haven't seen the first week, check it out. There's some funny instances of me almost dying to a bunch of bats on my own farm, which I think when I recorded the first week, I put the webcam over top the energy display and the health display so you couldn't really see that. So I think I've rectified that for this this week, where I'm putting my webcam commentary on a part of the screen that usually doesn't get used very much, so hopefully that doesn't cover up any essential information. So basically I'm just going through my inventory here. You can see my farm. It's starting to take shape. Starting to get going. Usually at this point in the game I leave my watering as the last thing to do in the day. So I'm going down to the ocean to fish, which funny enough, I tried playing through this day originally fishing up at the mountain lake until about noon, and I was thinking, oh, I can just go down to Willie's and sell that off, get my money for my daily meal. But I realized, well, I went down about noon to sell off my fish the first time playing through this day, and I realized that Willie's, well, the shop's open all day today, but Willie actually goes to the doctor's office, I think starting at 10. It's like a rare, unique event on this particular day, 9th of spring. He does that. And so there was no way at that point that I was going to be able to make up the difference and actually buy my meal. So I had to restart the day and come down here and fish before 10 so I could, afford my meal. So I had to redo that, but otherwise, I do catch some good halibut here. I get some pretty good money. And you'll see Willie here exit his shop in a second to go to Harvey's clinic for some sort of checkup. Which, I don't have this game memorized. I have to look these things up on the wiki still to remember. Oh yeah, this could be a snafu, right? Which I don't think there are going to be too many more of those types of situations, thankfully. So now that I got that second backpack slot, definitely makes fishing a lot easier. I don't have to run home all the time, put things away. I can, if I see dirt clods or whatever, I can pick them up without having to worry about my inventory getting crowded out. So there I get some good museum artifacts there, which I remember. Oh, wait a second. Before I go up there, let me see if there's anything over here in the tide pools, and there was. I guess worth it. And so go ahead and deposit those artifacts while I'm here. Don't get any new rewards, but that's okay. So, at this point, what are my goals for the game? Well, let's recap what kind of progress I've made so far. Aside from leveling up my skills, which I think fishing's up to level 7 at this point, farming up to level 1 or 2, I want to say, foraging level 2, mining level 1, I think. Aside from that, I've gotten a few hearts with some of the townspeople, made some relationships, and in terms of economics, I've gotten the fiberglass rod, which is a huge boost to my shipping income, and I've gotten that level 2 backpack, the 24 slot backpack. So that's basically all the progress I've made this first week. And the second week, my goal is to save up 2,000 gold to buy 20 strawberry seeds at the Egg Festival. All right, which I'm going to plant with the speed grow that you get from the community center bundle to get 3 strawberry harvests before the end of spring. All right, that'll bring in some really good money. So I want to make sure to have 2,000 gold for that by Saturday, the 13th of this week. I also would like to work towards a coop at some point pretty soon, which will involve first getting a silo so I can start accumulating fodder, and then that 4,000 gold to buy a coop. That's going to be, and plus the wood and stone is not going to be trivial either. So that's kind of my next big long-term goal. All the meanwhile, I'll be buying parsnip seeds to replace the parsnips that mature and get harvested. And the reason I'm doing that, even though you might think parsnip seeds aren't the best return, first of all, they're a quick turnover, which is nice. It's all about those accelerating exponential returns, right? But most importantly, it's so that I can get 5 gold star parsnips for the quality crops bundle by the end of spring. So that's why I'm focusing mainly on parsnips, even though I've got a little bit of everything else growing in my garden here. So I will be doing that, which will be draining some funds as well, plus the daily food and drink, which on Friday I'm going to have to buy 2 meals, so that I have a meal on Saturday already bought, because Saturday is going to be the festival day and I won't be able to. Well, I guess I could go to the saloon after 10 when I get back from the festival, but I've got other plans I'll need to do, such as run by the community center to get that spring bundle fulfilled so I can get that speed grow and plant those strawberries that very night, which my strategy will actually, to save me time there that night, I'm going to pre-water those plots before I plant before I put the speed grow down or plant the strawberries. So that's part of my strategy here. You see I'm getting some seeds out. I'm basically going to plant some trees here. This will be my long-term kind of tree tapping area of the farm right next to my front door. Should be nice and convenient. Because I don't like to have it way off in a corner, because then it's hard to remember to go check and hard to know when those tree tappers are ready to be harvested. So that's something I'm also going to need copper for. I'm going to need a lot of copper, basically. I'm going to need copper, 5 bars for the silo, which is 25 copper ore total. I'm going to need, let's see, 30 for the tappers to get at least one of each tapper on each tree. I'm going to need, pretty soon, 25 copper ore or 5 bars for the, I want to get the watering can upgrade pretty soon. So those are all some goals that I have in here. Okay, I only have one more floor to go here, you see, before I get to level 15 to get the new elevator checkpoint. So I'm thinking, okay, it's 9 o'clock. I know these floors are a pain, but I've got roughly 3 hours. Surely I can finish this in 3 hours. Well, I'm using the rusty sword, unfortunately, which these slimes take forever to do with that rusty sword. Which, hey, at least I got the journal quest for killing the slimes, so I can get into the Adventurers Guild after this point. So at this point, it's 11:40. Thinking, oh boy, I am. There's just those slimes left, but I gotta get back home. It's, I don't want to have to lose energy, or much less pass out. Passing out, losing 1,000 gold, going 1,000 gold into debt would be catastrophic at this point. Plus, I need the energy, so I gotta get home by about 1. Make sure I get decent night's sleep. So, but so even though I didn't get to that next checkpoint, I do feel like this was a pretty good day. Here I'm getting my furnace going, so I can start smelting all this ore. So I'm feeling pretty good. Get to bed about 1. That's not bad. Get level 1 combat, nice. Some decent gold for the next day. Although I'll need to get a little bit more before I can afford my daily meal. So I'll have to do some fishing. Piers is not open on Wednesdays, so fortunately I have to wait until another day to sell those parsnips, or I can just put them in the bin. But I'll definitely need to do some fishing just to get my my daily meal and jojacola. So I'm basically just organizing my inventory here. I think I decide to plant a few more of those trees, kind of do a 3x3, which I might have screwed up the order of those. I might have to replant those at some point if they're not in perfect rows like I would like them to be. Kind of OCD like that sometimes with this game. So here I am going to the best spot in town to do my fishing here at the lake, at the mountain lake, which carp aren't really the best, but chub are good money. The largemouth bass are good money. Bullhead is good money. So you generally get better returns here than at the ocean. So you see I'm getting all gold quality fishing right here. Whereas at the ocean, I'd still be getting silver quality occasionally. So here I get a really good treasure chest. I get a diamond and a dressed spinner. So that right there is worth about, I'm thinking like 1,250 gold. If I sell the diamond, which I'm going to do, because I'll find more diamonds later. And right now I need the immediate cash. I can worry about the museum and stuff later. I'm going to sell this first diamond ASAP. And I'm going to sell the dress spinner too, because it's going to be a while before I can get the iridium rod upgrade to put tackle on my fishing line. And plus the dress spinner wouldn't be my first choice of tackle to use. So if I can sell it right now for 500 gold, that's a much better deal to get those exponential returns going, get that coop bought, which it's gonna be a struggle to save up for that. I'm gonna need all the help I can get. So I get some pretty good fishing here. Getting some largemouth bass. Which I think part of my goal for this day in particular also was to give Vincent a gift. I think it's his birthday. So at some point I'm going to want to make sure and cross paths with him. I don't think I've done that already, right? No. So here I go. I'm heading back to town. Checking for any forageables around there. So I know they go to the library, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there he comes. So also fulfill that quest, so that's another 100 gold. Definitely helps. Just checking. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and sell that diamond right away for 703 gold. That's pretty good. I get some bread out of the trash. Go ahead and get my pizza and my jojacola. And I'll go ahead and sell the rest of my fish and that dress spinner. That's some nice money right there. Which at this point, I decided to hold on to these fish. So go ahead and get that bundle. Get the lake fishing bundle almost completed. I'll have to wait till summer to get the sturgeon, a rainy day in the summer for the last fish in that bundle, but I can at least get that out of the way since I'm not so pressed for cash at this point. So this spot here by the rock, probably isn't even as good as the mountain lake fishing, but it's not bad. Usually, I think after dark is when the halibut start coming out, and those are some good gold. So if you really wanted to, the ideal fishing strategy, I guess, would be to fish in the mountain lake in the morning till about, let's say, 3 o'clock. Then run down to Willie's, sell your fish, buy more bait as necessary, and then fish here for the rest of the night and get that halibut rolling in. Hopefully I'll get some rainy days in here pretty soon. Now that my fishing level's up, I can get catfish. I can get eel pretty easily. There's a lot of good fish on rainy days that would be appealing. So getting a lot of seaweed too, which isn't bad. It's like 20 gold a pop. So magma geode, nice. And let me go ahead and fast forward. So did quite a bit of fishing, getting some more clay. I think I probably have enough clay for the silo now. Get a sea urchin. I'll keep that for the bundle. Here's Linus's cutscene. I go ahead and skip it just because I've seen it several times already. But I think I have a little bit more time here, so I might as well chop some more trees. Wood. Gonna need a lot of wood here in the near future for that coop and for other things, for tappers and whatnot. And I also need to get my foraging skill up to level 4 before or by the 15th, so that when the salmonberry season comes out, I can get double the salmonberry bush harvesting. So, so I think right now, as of this point on the 10th, I'm at like level 2, so I've got quite a ways to make up for that. So this is going to be a good haul, quite a bit of fish. Although I'm saving some of it back for the community center bundles. At this point I realize that I haven't watered my crops yet. So I got to pick all my turnips. Of course it's really hard to see what you're watering here in the dark, but and I need more energy. And it's like 1:20 a.m. and I got a slime chasing me. It's like, oh boy. And yeah, barely making into bed before I think either 1:50 or 2 o'clock is when you start collapsing from exhaustion. So barely made it. Somehow I didn't even lose energy. I don't know if it's random, if you have a random chance of losing energy if you don't get a full night's sleep, and sometimes you can make it out anyways without missing out on that. I don't quite know why I still ended up with full energy. I mean, it didn't really make a big difference. I could have eaten some forageables, some seaweed anyways, some algae to recover that, but helped that I somehow didn't lose any energy there. So replanting some turnips, kind of organizing my inventory. Oh yeah, I've got the Robin's Axe quest, which is really simple, which I think I'm going to go do today because I need to go scan the woodlands anyways for a leak, because I need to get that bundle finished ASAP, because you need to finish the spring foraging bundle before the spring crop bundle is opened up in the community center. So, and I need to do that before the 13th so I can get that speed grow for those strawberries. So, so I think the plan for today was to go get that silo started, because I've got enough copper bars, and also run down and check out the woodlands and get Robin's Axe while I'm down there. So, and I remember at this point I need stone too. I need 100 stone. So yeah, stone is going to be, I'm going to need another 71 stone before I can get the coop, which, stone takes time to harvest. So that's gonna be a bottleneck. So here I am looking for the axe. Yes, it's down here. Do get some spring onions. It's always nice to have for energy. I think at this point I'm gonna save any spring onions I get rather than sell them, because they're worth like 7 gold a piece, and I'm not that hurting for money anymore. So I'm gonna keep that sort of stuff for energy if I need it. So I'm looking for a leak. Don't find any. Came up short on that, but that's alright. Still got another day before I need to panic. There I am brandishing my sword at everyone like a crazy person. I don't think it affects your relationship with them, but I could be wrong. So I go ahead and sell off the premium quality stuff. Keep a hold of the basic stuff, which usually I want to keep a hold of all the spring forageables so I can, because it actually is better return to make them into wild seeds and then just sell the packs of 10 seeds. That's actually better than selling the the forageables separately. But at this point I don't know when I'm gonna get leeks to pair with all my other forageables, so I'll go ahead and sell some of those. And here I am getting my silo. So get that going. And yeah, might as well fish for the rest of the day. I think I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I'll show you what I end up getting here by the end of the day. So I go by here just to get that wooden blade, because even though, you know, it costs money, it's going to help so much getting down the next 10 levels in the mines. It's gonna save so much time. You know, with that time, I could probably, the amount of times it would save me, I could probably catch 3 or 4 fish, which would very easily make up for the, you know, what is it, $200 gold cost of selling the rusty sword and buying the wooden blade. So it's definitely a good deal. So you see, I got some largemouth bass, some carp, chub, one bullhead. Pretty good haul. So I'm saving some of this stuff for the fishing bundles at this point. But and now I've got 2 chests, so it takes more time, concentration to organize all this. So planting my parsnips. I think I had just the right amount actually to fill up my plots that I had pre-tilled. So I'm getting enough copper for some tappers now. I can get those going. And so have I gotten to foraging level 3 yet? I forget if it was yesterday or today. But yeah, go and sell off my fish. Check up here, and bingo! There's my leak. There's my leak. So I'm going to run straight back because I want to get that bundle taken care of ASAP. Which is also, I think it gives you 30 wild seeds too, which is a good chunk of change if you just sell the seeds. You know, just don't even plant the seeds because I've got enough stuff to water as it is. I don't need a bigger garden at this point. I don't need to plant an extra 30 forageable seeds to harvest. I'm just gonna sell those for, I think they sell for about 1,200 gold. See, there you go, 30. I get that opened up, and the fish tank opened up. So at this point, you know, I got about 3 hours left in the night. What am I gonna do? Don't need to do any more watering on my farm. So I do some chopping because I'm gonna need some wood. Which, yeah, you can buy wood at Robin's for 10 gold a piece. And in some playthrough challenges, that makes more sense. If you know if you're running low on time but you have money, you know, that can be a viable strategy. But here you know, money is kind of more the issue here, so really can't afford to be buying wood. So I get some artifacts there. It's a good catch. And here I think I get really lucky if I remember. Yes, I get a broken trident. Oh yeah. All right, for those of you who don't know, broken trident is a dagger type weapon. It's actually one of the best daggers in the game. I think it does 15 to 26 damage. And it can carry you all the way to level 90 when you get the obsidian edge, you know, in the mines. So suddenly I don't have to worry about farming insects for that insect head. I don't have to worry about. I can just go and sell my wooden blade that I just bought. Funny enough, there we go. Level 3 foraging, so now I can get tappers going. But yeah, look at them. Look at that cash. 1,260 gold for those seeds. All right, I'm raking in the. Look at that. 4,000. Suddenly it's not so touch and go with my. And look at that, another 500. This rate, I'm definitely gonna have enough to get my 20 strawberry seeds. That's not gonna be an issue. Will be an issue getting that coop going by the end of the week. You know, because I'm gonna have to get a whole lot more stone, a little bit more wood. That's probably going to be the real bottleneck, not so much money, but I'm getting the tappers going. I think I mentioned my last week, but the tappers are extremely important because that puts me a long way to finishing the exotic foraging bundle, which as soon as I get that completed, that's 5 autumn bounty meals. And that also means 5 pizzas that I don't have to buy. So that's the equivalent of like practically like 3,500 gold right there. That'll save me. So that is huge. Basically means 5 days that I can go without having to buy meals at the saloon. So it's really huge. So I want to get those going. If you're wondering why I grew a kale and a tulip, that's just to grow one of each, every little thing, so I can start checking those off my list to try to get that polyculture achievement. All right. This is aiming to be like basically a completionist run by year 2, which normally is not that big of a challenge, but it's a little more of a challenge with the pizza time challenge restrictions, having to buy the meals and the jojacola every day and the medicine every week. So I get some melon seeds. I contemplated just selling the melon seeds to Pierre right off the bat, because you know it's going to be another 2 weeks before I can actually plant them, and they'd probably sell for like 500 gold, which I could use right now to bootstrap my economy, right? But I don't know, they're expensive, and I am going to need to plant a lot of melons in the summer to get the quality melon crops, the quality bundle. So you know, I'll go and hold on to them for now. Now I get some really good stuff here. I get gold, get some iron, get some good minerals. Getting the gold is really nice in particular because that means I can probably finish the minecart bundles to open up the minecarts before even getting down into, you know, level 80 in the mines. The only bottleneck at this point will be getting a fire quartz at some point. So that's huge. Getting that gold, that will help out tons. See here, I hesitate. I think, well, maybe I could sell those melon seeds, but no, I'm gonna need them eventually. Not too, you know, not too far away from now, and it's gonna cost so much more to buy them again. So might as well hold on to them. You know, the margin, like selling the forageable, the wild seeds makes more sense because the margin you get on those isn't quite as good for planting those. But with the melon seeds, they're probably still worth more to me as seeds to plant later. So I went and bought another kale, tulip, and blue jazz just to have those, like, so I can harvest one and have one in inventory in case there are any. There might be quests to give them as gifts. You know, I'm not sure if those quests are limited to certain types of items, but I always like to have one of each at a certain point in the game of basically every item, just in case someone asks for it on that help wanted board. Just have one of everything in reserve. So I'm going to skip ahead this fishing. Okay. So I'll get some pretty good, if I get 6 gold chubs, that's going to be worth quite a bit. I get 5 largemouth bass, that's really good. I go ahead and sell my wooden blade. I randomly decide to cut a tree right here. I'm not sure why I did that, but and I kind of think, well, I've got this time left. I need some more bait is the deal. So decided to run in here, see if I can get some of those bugs for bug bait. I'm going to go ahead and eat that gold quality carp for some energy so I can get that copper. And hey, look at that, I get some amethyst. So here I'm kind of, and what I really need to do is go down to the saloon and get my meal so I can replenish my energy. Because I don't think I've gotten my meal yet this day. And nice thing about coming on Friday nights is everyone is at the saloon, so I can get some good social interaction. You notice I'm buying 2 jojacolas because I'm going to need one for tomorrow as well. Because tomorrow I won't be able to really go to the saloon because of the festival. So I got to get this stuff ahead of time. And I go ahead and decide to give the amethyst to Abigail to start getting her relationship up. It's probably worth it more than to sell it for the 80 gold, Which I will need another amethyst at some point for the museum, but I'm going to find plenty of those, so I'm not too worried. Alright, so now I got plenty of energy. And actually I'm low on time now, so what to do now? Well, figure first of all just see if there's any good stuff at the tide pool, which there is. 3 coral is definitely worth it, and some clams. You can tell my fishing level is getting better and better. I'm able to get all the way out to the center of that rock. So I'm running low on inventory space though. That's the issue here. So I won't be able to do this too much longer. Which, as long as you get the same types of fish, they'll stack on top of each other, and you'll be okay. But the issue is when you see there, I just got a anchovy, I think, and that filled up my inventory. So time to head home. It's a whole lot of fish. It's gonna be some good money. So I got a little bit of time left. I can chop down some of these trees using my remaining energy. Alright. Let's go straight to bed. 1:30, level 8 fishing. There we go. And look at that. Whew. That is, I was going to say music to my ears, but you can't hear the cha-ching. So here we've got the festival day. So I've got plenty of money for the strawberry seeds. I'm getting close to having enough for the chicken coop, although I'm going to need more stone and wood. About 60 more stone, 60 more wood, looks like. Well, and plus with tappers, you know. Gonna cost more for that. So, did finally get those cauliflower harvested. So I'll be putting one of those in a bundle, which I can't go there now because they're setting up for the festival. So I have to go to the festival and then run by the community center afterwards at 10 o'clock to get the speed grow for my strawberry seeds. So you'll see here I'm going to pre-till my plots and actually pre-water them before I go to the festival, so that when I run home, all I have to do is just put down the speed grow, put down the strawberry seeds, which I can easily do before bed, no problem. So I'm just kind of organizing my inventory here. Planting my parsnips. And pre-tilling my strawberry seed patches. I'm trying to count how many I'll need. So, you know, 20 seeds, that's, you know, 2 9x9s and maybe one more row. Which one of those, I'm going to leave that one blank, because what I can do is hopefully pretty soon put in a quality sprinkler in the middle there and start getting some sprinklers going. Because I've got the gold bars, right? So I can use one of those gold bars for a quality sprinkler as soon as I get my farming level up. Funny enough, that's the bottleneck I'm dealing with right now. I actually have the gold. What I don't have is the farming level to actually craft one of those sprinklers. So in the meantime, you know, I don't have to get to the festival until before 2, so about 1:30ish. So in the meantime, I'm going to clear up some of my farm, get some wood, get some stone, clear up some room for wherever eventually I want to put my coop, which will probably be somewhere on this right-hand side. Not sure exactly where, but probably somewhere on the lower right, I'm thinking. So that's why I'm kind of clearing some of this out. Getting a lot of geodes. So it's fine. It's getting close to the time where I need to leave, so make sure I don't miss the festival. Which, you know, how essential is it really to go to this festival? I mean, I could just spend those 8 hours fishing, and I'd probably make just as much money as with the strawberry seeds. But you know, the strawberry seeds are nice to get my farming level up, harvesting those, and you know, I can win the straw hat, you know, from getting the winning the egg competition, the egg hunt. So that's always fun, you know. I'm not gonna pass that up. You know, why not? So I'm basically talking to everyone. I'm gonna skip ahead to the race. See if anything is behind there. And I think we're ready. So this one is really not that difficult as long as you just keep moving. You just keep moving, you can get enough eggs. And just keep your eyes out, you know. Usually they like to hide in these little corners. Reading the gravestone there. As far as I can tell, the other townspeople don't actually try and pick up the eggs. So you don't have to worry about them snagging one. As far as I can see, I've never seen that happen. So I do win the straw hat. Alright. So now what I've got to do is run to the community center to get that speed grow, and fulfill that bundle. Which while I'm there, might as well finish some of these other bundles too, or not finish, but fill in what I can with some of these other bundles. So let me skip ahead. So I'm looking here to see, okay, what can I finish? I don't think I can finish any of the fishing bundles, but I can fill them in most of the way. So here I go to the community center. Which I noticed that there were some townspeople lurking around eerily in the town at 10:50 at night. I think their sleep schedules get a little bit mixed up from the festival days. That or they're vampires secretly, but all right. So I get that speed grow. Which I don't know, a lot of people might not know that you can get 3 harvests from the strawberries in your first year with this strategy. Also get my recycling machine down. So I got all these broken CDs and stuff. So there's my speed grow. Go away, bat. Like I said, it's all pre-watered, so I'm good to go. I tried to fish the tree. There we go, level 2 farming. Wow, I thought I had level 2 farming already. I've got a long way to go still before I can get those quality sprinklers on board. Which, I don't know, maybe by the end of the spring. You know, the more parsnips I harvest, you know, this cauliflower will be coming to fruition pretty soon. That'll help me get that going. If you're wondering why I don't ship that one cauliflower, I think at some point coming up soon there's a quest from Jody for fresh cauliflower, so forget when that comes up, but I'm just keeping that just in case that comes up right now. Although I'll have these other cauliflower coming up pretty soon. If you remember, those 9 cauliflower are actually from the seeds that you get from the museum for your first reward for there. I mean, I would never buy cauliflower seeds on this playthrough. They're way too expensive normally. I think I got some from mixed seeds. Now I'm bringing that daffodil along because I think today is Haley's birthday, so I'm going to try and run into her sometime this morning and give her that. She likes daffodils relatively well, so and you know, while I'm waiting, because I think she leaves her house at 11, so basically it's not worth it running to the lake to fish, because by the time I get there I'd have to come right back. So I'm going to clean up my farm a little more before 11. Get some fodder. I like to kind of harvest my fodder like that, so that there's kind of the maximum surface area for the grass to spread into. If you harvest the grass around the sides, that's actually less efficient for its regrowth than if you kind of harvest it in those little patches in the middle, because then it'll fill back in really quickly. Oh yeah, and I gotta get my muscle remedy from Harvey's. You know, if it weren't for having to buy that medicine every week and having to buy the daily meals in jojacola, I'd have enough for the coop already. But as it is, I'm not quite there yet. So there I give the gift to Haley. You notice I also took that quest to slay 6 slimes, which will be actually very easy now with my my broken Trident weapon. So I'm checking out the tide pools. So no time to fish today. I've got to go to the mines to do that quest and to just get down farther in the levels. You saw there they had Autumn's Bounty offered as a special, which I would consider buying. It's actually an eligible meal that would work for me, but it just actually costs more than the pizza. So unless I were really, you know, it's got some nice status upgrades, you know, +2 defense, +2 foraging. So if I were like deep in the mines and trying to get to like the mushroom level, um, you know, I might consider that. But you know, it's not worth it today. I just get the pizza. Doggy, doggy, hazelnut, hazelnut. Yeah, hazelnut. There's my hazelnut. There's my willow bark. There's willow bark. So these dig dugs are really easy to kill with this broken trident. Getting tons of copper. Can easily make it down 10 levels. Looks like in this run through. Starting to run out of space, but getting some good stuff. The dwarf scroll. You know, there's tons of bugs. Those are super easy to deal with now that I've got the broken trident. Usually those can be a complete nightmare. When I first started playing Stardew Valley, those were actually the biggest challenge of the whole game, like not dying from those bugs, because there's not much knockback on them. They fly at you really fast, they do decent damage, and if you're trying to kill them with the rusty sword, it's practically impossible. But they're not too bad if you have the broken trident. So getting tons of bug meat too for bait, which, you know, going into the 3rd week, I guess I can start looking ahead, talking about my plans for the 3rd week. Definitely going to try to get that coop started, which maybe I can get Robin to start it on Monday, on the 15th. I'm gonna have to go fishing quite a bit, and early in the day to get the money. Oh, I also, by the way, this is a huge development. I got the ancient seed, which is huge at this early point in the game. I can get probably what, like 6 or 7, probably like 6 harvests out of it if I plant it this early on, because it gives like one fruit a week after the first month. So that's going to be huge. I think what I'm going to do is plant it with some speed grow, assuming I can buy speed grow from Pierre's at this point. And that way get it to mature just a little bit more quickly, so I can get, I think, 6 harvests out of it instead of 5, or maybe 5 instead of 4, I forget. I can get 1 extra harvest if I do that. Here I'm getting some mixed seeds from all these weeds. It's a nice little floor in the mine for that. So yeah, things are going my way. So week 3 I'm going to plant the ancient seed ASAP, probably with some speed grow. I might try and fish enough to get the 4,000 gold to buy that coop. Although, here's the thing though. I'm going to need enough money tomorrow, not just to buy, I'll need to buy my daily meal and jojacola too. So I would need to fish something more like 2,000 gold, get up to like 4,800 to be able to afford everything I'll need tomorrow. So probably I'm not going to be able to get the coop on Monday. I'll probably have to wait till Wednesday to have Robin start work on that, because I don't see how I can. That'll be stretching it, fishing for 2,000 gold, and then get back to Robin's before what 6 o'clock when she closes. It's not gonna work. And plus, I have to run and go to the museum to get the ancient seed recipe. Yeah, I've just got too much to do on Monday. It's gonna have to wait till Wednesday, because obviously Robin's thing is closed on Tuesday. So that's where we are as of week 2 of the Pizza Time Challenge. I will see you next time for week 3. See you later.